Hello, 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 and welcome to the Friday Night Chats. The Friday Night Chats are brought to you by the Connecticut Crossroads Project, a 501c3 not for profit that preserves community history through casual conversation. If you would like to preserve a memory, or if you'd like to host a roundtable discussion or panel discussion, please email me. My name is Chris Fisher at chris@ctcrossroadsproject.com, or my friend in that direction. Oh, I did it right this time, Alex.
Oh, I did it. I did it wrong. I see. I'm going back and forth,
Well,
but
well,
I'm
no,
right
I'm
there.
just I'm pointing at you now.
Oh,
I've
oh,
got
good. Oh,
this.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. Or you can email alex at
And there I am.
ctcrossroadsproject.com. Over to you, my friend.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Alex, co-president, Connecticut Crossroads Project. Super happy to be here again. So excited. Like I said, always, I look forward to these Friday chats. It's what I look forward to on Friday when we end these. So I look forward to the next Friday every day. Um, Please like and subscribe to our Facebook page and our YouTube page. And please keep sending us pandemic preservation memories as well as conversations. If you have a conversation, you want to have one with us, please email us. Let us know. We can set up virtual, over the phone, video, however you want to do it. We can possibly do 6 feet distancing as well. So I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. So
yeah,
I
it's a
mean, we definitely
possibility.
have the equipment. So
Yeah. So, I mean, we can definitely do it. So please let us know. And if you know anyone, family members, friends, please send them our way. We want to do this. It's our passion. So please, please, please keep that in the back of your mind and send everyone our way. Tonight, I'm having a Stone Tiki Escape
ooh,
IPA. It's actually part of a IPA kind of like mix mash box I got. Really, really good actually. It's pretty hoppy but a little bit malty, so it has like a nice balance. A little floral as well. Definitely enjoy Stone. I think they're one of my favorite breweries. But this IPA is, I think, up there with top 10. I'd say for sure. So
wait. You were said that that
I said top 10 this time. I said top
okay,
10.
okay, because
I said
let's
this is
say
my
you did
top 10.
see Lagunitas was your favorite.
Oh yeah, but I said this is in my top 10.
I
See,
thought
you
I
see,
thought I was your favorite brewery.
you are when
I
you
don't know
believe
what
it.
that means, but
But you haven't in 3 years. So like, get on it, Chris. What are you
this
doing?
is true. Um,
What are you having tonight, my friend?
I'm living it classy. I'm having a Gansett, and it's actually there's a story as there traditionally is. Um, so a couple weeks ago, like a week and a half ago, I realized that I lost my license.
Do you know how you lost it? No, I guess you don't know how you lost it.
I
So I
don't.
might.
I wish I knew how I lost it because then I could at least maybe track it down. My
How
best
have you been
guess.
driving? You've just been
Let's
driving crazy.
not talk about that. So I have been unable to purchase quality beer, and I've been raiding the back of my fridge, which is mostly just Narragansett. So so
I
here I
guess it could be
am.
worse. It could be
Oh
worse,
yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, there's definitely the library, as you know, hosts these like boards and brews events, and
Mm-hmm.
I traditionally end up bringing home a lot of the beer because we can't leave it at the library, and so there's definitely a bottle of like year and a half, maybe 2 year old bottle of Michelob Ultra in the back. Um,
Mm.
yeah, but I'm not drinking that.
I mean, you should maybe just try it on a Friday night chat. See what happens. We'll see. It will be
I
a
mean,
fun video for everyone.
I don't know that that would be a good idea. I'm currently being joined by Eli.
Hi, Eli.
Uncle Alex says hi. So yeah, Alex, we what's been going on with you? We had a week hiatus.
Yes, we did.
Yes, I cried a little bit.
Uh,
Did you cry?
I did actually. Last Friday, I was just logged in here for about an hour and a half until I realized that we weren't doing anything. So I was just talking to myself for an hour and a half. It was fun, but I mean, it was just me talking to me. But yeah, nothing's different. Same old. Still working from home, trucking along.
Nice.
Living the COVID dream, as we call it, right? Love and life.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds like
I was being
well,
facetious, obviously.
I mean, but working from home, there's some
Yeah.
benefits. There are
Yeah,
perks.
it's good. I mean, working from home is awesome, but like, this COVID stuff, it's wearing on everyone now. It's starting to hit me. It wasn't hitting me till probably like I'd say two or 3 weeks ago. It's just starting now to like really. It's everything is just so different. You can't do anything. And like when you forget your mask, you gotta drive back home. Like I went out. I was going. I don't remember. I was driving somewhere, and I was like, "Oh shoot! I forgot my mask." I had to turn around, drive 10 minutes back home just to get my mask. Because like, you don't. Even though it's been 6 months, you just forget these things sometimes. And now I'm like, it's ingrained in my mind to wear it all the time. But like, still, sometimes you're just like in a rush to go do something, and you forget it.
Oh yeah. No, I can't like. So like, this is sort of a microcosm of that. But I've definitely caught myself like wandering around the library at work without my mask on, like because nobody's there, and I'm not even thinking about it. And then I'm like, all of a sudden I walk upstairs and there are like 5 people upstairs, and like, oh crap, I'm not wearing my mask. I don't even have it on me. It's in my office.
Well, exactly. It's the same. It's mind-boggling to me because even when I go take the dog for a walk, I wear my mask all the time, and like even if I forget to wear it outside, I'll be like on the drive. I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot my mask. I'll run back in because I'm like, oh god, the anxiety rushes into me now, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to get the mask on. I need to have the mask on, even though like technically, you're just walking down the street, you might not see anyone, but it's just that threat, I guess, of possibly seeing someone or someone you don't know, and it's the fear of the unknown, and it's just it's really catching me now. Like my anxiety's worse off now than it was like like I said, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean,
for the most part, I was okay with it, but now I'm just like, oh god, please no.
I think like, and I don't know if it's because winter is coming, but like sort of that isolation is so looming right now.
Yeah, and when like you said, in the winter, you're going to be kind of bunkered down anyway because it is the winter time. Usually indoors more so than often because it's darker out, it's colder out. You don't do as much stuff. So now, what you could look forward to it for the summer, like, oh, I can be outside. Now you're like, well, great, I can be outside in the freezing cold in December. Yippee!
So Eli wants to know if we're doing a story time, which I do on Facebook Live once a week for the library. No, we're not doing a story time. I'm talking about memories and the Crossroads Project.
Hello.
Hello.
So no, it's been really weird. I feel like it's been like sort of harder on me too. Okay, Eli, that's enough. So it's I don't know, and like I think part of it too, and I don't know if this affects you that much, but even like just the end of summer is always sort of a hard thing for me to wrap my head around. So I think that sort of amplifies everything as well.
No, it's the same. It's for me too. Like once Labor Day hits, you're like, oh gosh, summer's over, and then you like kind of reminisce like, oh, what did I do this summer? And then you think, and you're like, I didn't do anything this summer because I couldn't do anything, and it just it then amplifies it that much more because you're like, wow, I didn't get to do anything I normally would do in the summer. Like lobster rolls, go here, go to the beach, walk around, whatever, go to like Clinton or the old Greenwich, walk around, whatever, and you can't do any of that.
Right.
You can't do it now. You can't. Who knows when you can do it? And it just. I genuinely hope we get out of this sooner rather than later. But I just feel like it's going to be a long time.
Did you hear about New Milford schools? The schools?
Oh, actually, yes, I did. Actually, I heard it on NPR. It was just I was listening to the Colin McEnroe show, and right before it, they had the news break, and I guess New Milford schools were closed Thursday and Friday, if I'm not mistaken, or was it Wednesday and Thursday?
Friday, I think. Yeah.
Because there was a COVID case, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, and it just you like. Okay, are you all done?
No.
So it just
He's
sort
adorable,
of brings it.
by the way.
It sort of brings it home.
Better.
Yeah. Do you bring it? Eli, we're working, okay?
Okay, Peter, go.
Yeah. So, it just sort of amplifies everything and brings it home. Amplifies. It seems to be the word I'm using.
Yes. It's a good word choice.
Yeah.
Is that what tonight is brought?
That is the word of the day, friends.
Yes.
Amplified, brought to you by the letter A. If you would like to learn more about Amplified, go to www.ctcrossroadsproject.com.
Yes.
Also, just as a side note, Amplified sounds like an energy drink.
It really does. I think there actually is an energy drink called Amp. So,
Oh,
you know.
well, I've got a marketing mind, I guess. Um, yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just been it's been crazy, man. I don't know. There's no more adjectives I can use. I think I've used every adjective in my vocabulary book to describe what's been going on, and I hope, like I said, I hope this ends. I know there's people worse off, and it's genuinely it's a struggle, and I want something to happen for the good, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, and that's the other part of the anxiety is like you don't know what's going to happen because if you read the news, you look at the projections, the fall and winter could be even worse. So then you're like,
Right.
wow, now we can, instead of going out and being able to walk, now you can't do anything. Maybe you can just sit inside all day and watch Netflix. Great.
Netflix and chill, Alex.
Yeah, Netflix and chill, bro. Netflix and chill, bro.
Yeah, so we at the Crossroads Project, we actually well, actually, I'll tell you, I forgot. So my hiatus week,
I forgot
was
to ask you, to be fair.
no, it's fine. I'm just interjecting my own personal story to make it about me. So we it was my well, as you know, it was my 10-year anniversary with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched well, we were going to watch Mulan. We ended up watching The Boys instead because we couldn't get onto Mulan. We did end up watching Mulan though, which was excellent. Yeah, it was really good. I would strongly recommend it. Go watch it right now. Get off of here. Go watch it.
All right, I'll see you next week, man.
Okay, see ya. Yeah, so I was actually pretty amped about the movie because it looks sort of like all the advertisements made it look like a kung fu movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was essentially like a kung fu Disney movie. So it was good.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I was going to try and watch that last weekend as well. However, the Disney Plus, it was they were gonna charge us it was an insane charge, and I was like, I don't want to pay.
Yeah,
that
you
to
need
watch
like
Mulan
the
right now.
advanced one or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have that, so then we actually ended up, because I had spoke to you prior, and then we ended up watching The Boys actually last weekend.
Yeah.
And such a phenomenal show. I
So
love
good.
that show. Actually,
So-
I think there's a new episode tonight.
There is,
As a matter of
yes.
fact.
So
Can't
someone reminded me of the episode from last season where Butcher is like holding the baby's head and like shooting lasers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh my gosh,
pretty
that
epic.
was. Yeah, this season, if anyone listening has not seen The Boys, I highly recommend it. I would make it my recommendation tonight, but since we're already talking about it, I will make it my first recommendation. See The Boys. It's such a good show. And on Amazon, oh my god, it's amazing. It is anti-hero, I would say, right? Or actually hero / anti-hero, I would say.
I was talking to someone about this today. Like I feel like
Actually, it's anti-hero.
yeah, everyone's sort of despicable in that show.
Yeah, right?
In
I
their
don't think
own
there's
way.
I don't think there's any good person in that show, because I was like, oh no, there are some good. Nope, there's not. It's all anti-hero.
Except for Homelander. He's a good guy, right?
I think he's like the worst. He's the worst character in the show.
Yeah. The Connecticut Crossroads Project does not condone the opinions or voice of Chris Fisher.
No.
So Connecticut Crossroads wise, we've been busy.
Yeah.
We actually we've been continuing our project with the fair. We have a conversation next week with the first selectman of Bridgewater. We've been receiving memories here and there, so I highly recommend that you check out our archive, www.ctcrossroadsproject.com. In case you forget about it, it's like down there. Yeah.
Oh wait, there we go. I got it.
Oh, look at you, man. Also, we have some things percolating with some folks, so stay tuned to that. This month, the Judy Burroughs Award will be announced, so if you haven't nominated one, nominations haven't really closed, so send them on out to us. We've got some folks in mind, and we're really excited about that. So, so tonight, Alex, I thought I would give you a treat, and I would read to you a memory that someone sent to me.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is sent to me from Susan Wilcox in
Okay.
Bridgewater. So I'm gonna switch screens. There we go. Look at that. Okay. So the Bridgewater Fair has always been a fascinating, colorful event for me. Growing up in Brookfield, Connecticut, just across the bridge, was a fair. So exciting as a child, and it was close by. My mom would walk me through the hobby tents and explain the details of each entry. Now I live in Bridgewater, and it's just as exciting. The firemen setting up the tents, then the rides arrive, and then the color begins. Throughout the year, I plant from cedar bulb. Flowers grow to the best from the best specimens for the flower exhibit. Each day from April till August, I nurture my plants, trying to figure out what will make the fair. This particular year, I had so many beautiful flowers. I entered them all, and I won. She's talking about the year in the photo. I won so many blue ribbons. I received the Chet Boyd Award. I harkened back to that year as COVID hit in March and wondered if there would be a fair this year. My flowers flourished with big colorful blooms like never before, but no fair. So I brought vases every day to town hall to enjoy them at work. It's just not fair with no fair. So I think that was a good memory. And it sort of speaks to. I mean, there are a couple things there that sort of hit me. The first is her allusion to the Chet Boyd Award, which is great because we know the family of Chet Boyd, and people talked about him when we did our memories of the fair at the firehouse the other day, it's this like multi-generational thing. So like even though he's been gone for a number of years, like that connection to him still lives on. So that's sort of interesting. But I also think about like, so everybody talks about the fair as this like August event, but it is truly a yearly event, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, year-long event. So our whole like life for some people is sort of shaped around this one 3-day event, 2.5-day event. I don't know. I think it's amazing.
No, I do too, and I think just going back to the conversations we had with people who host the fair, work at the fair, or work at like the meat carving tents and all that. The passion that they showed and just the emotions of not having the fair this year, I was in disbelief because I didn't realize how much a fair would mean to certain people. Like obviously, if you're just an attendee at a fair, I can't go to the fair. Oh, woe is me, right? But like these are people who essentially plan out the fair from once the fair ends and then the whole year until it begins again, right? So it's like a 12-month process, and just to hear their voices and the emotions coming through was again, it was super heartfelt. And part of me was just like, man, I wish there was a way we could have like a Bridgewater fair that embodied what the Bridgewater fair is, it like virtual, right? Something if we could do it that, but like obviously I don't know that there's any way you could ever do that like a fair wise, but it just, I wish there was a way we could do it, especially for what it means to people and then the good that it brings, especially for the fire department, but just for people who work the fair year round.
Yeah, I'm wondering
because it's a year round fair. I mean, think about it.
I'm wondering if it would have the same community building impact, So I just have to note, if I look distracted, it was because the beer delivery came.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Do you want to eat?
I think those are all great points, Alex.
Yeah, I think the Bridgewater Fair also holds a lot of memories for a lot of people outside of Bridgewater too. Even from people who come from like Durham, Enfield, Essex. Who have like traveling. They travel on fairs, and Bridgewater Fair is like usually the last fair they stop at, or one of the significant fairs they do stop at. To not have that this year, it's just, again, to not have any of the fairs is huge. But
Right.
The Bridgewater Fair is kind of that like penultimate or ultimate fair for a lot of people, and I after hearing you know people we spoke to, I was just like, wow, I felt so bad. It was just because again, you don't think of it, and you think of it in the terms of like a fair, going there as an attendee as opposed to like working the fair,
Right.
setting it up, being there from day one.
Yeah. I'm also like I was just it occurred to me, and this is very
Hmm.
tangential, Alex, but I'm wondering. So, what is like sort of your because you're connected to Post? If you don't, am I allowed to say that? Is that okay?
Of course, yes,
Um.
I believe so.
So, what is your like? How have things changed? Has anything changed for you this year because of COVID and like how like I mean not personally in your job, but like has it changed maybe how the school looks or
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't. Like normally when you go to your first year of college, you have your orientation week. You have, even if you play sports, you go there usually a week or so prior to orientation week. You have like your sports orientation week. That was all held virtual. There was no
oh
one on campus, so it was all a virtual campus tour, and it was actually really cool to see. I think we did a really good job with it. We gave, I think it was like passcodes. It was similar to like a Zoom meeting almost, but
okay
it was a virtual tour of the campus, a virtual tour of how you would use how you would go to classes, where the classes would be if you were on campus, and then kind of like a virtual tour of what it will be online, with using Blackboard, using your student email, like how to access this, how to access that. So I mean, it's completely different, obviously, but it still kind of felt homey because you could see the university, you could see the home base where it was, and obviously the downtown area too. It was different, and it wasn't the same, but I mean, it was still something for students who, especially when you're a freshman, you want to be at a university, you want to go to your dorm room, you want to see this, and it was just more set up virtually so you could see dorm rooms, but obviously you can't stay there. But it kind of gave that sense of like, oh, this is where I would stay. This is where my English 110 class would be. Oh, that's where I would take whatever in management 105. That's where I would take whatever history 101. And it was really really nice. It was cool that we could do that. Again, it's not the same, but I think it still offered something for students who, high school students who just graduated, something for them to look forward to, hopefully next year when they can actually be on campus.
yeah I think it sort of reflects the importance of community building in the
Hmm.
college experience, which I don't know that outside of this conversation I would have recognized any importance in that because I was the kid who like went to college, took his classes, and then left campus as quickly as possible. But yeah, I think it's interesting, and I think it's sincerely important to some folks, and I know some people are
Yeah,
really mourning the loss of that.
yeah, it's like the college community kind of thing. It brings you, so there's like the community that you have, right, and then there's like the college community that's it's completely different because it's made up of like your dorm room mates, your hall mates, your classmates, and now this is basically one big virtual kind of community where you're all seeing the same thing, and now you're all as one, as opposed to maybe like having just, okay, I'm staying in dorm A, and then maybe that's just your community for the year. It's just dorm A, right? So now
Right.
it's like you're all part of this bigger kind of post community, which is good. It kind of makes everyone feel as one, maybe where they wouldn't otherwise. But again, I still think it loses something because you're not there. I mean, I know my first year of college, I went away to Nicholas College in Massachusetts, and you know, being able to do the orientation week, there's just something different about it being there on the campus, physical campus, meeting teachers, meeting professors, meeting the deans, meeting, going to lunch cafeteria, going to like the practice
Right.
field, meeting the coaches, all that. It's different than now when, like, especially if you're like a sports player and you have
Sports
to do everything
ball.
virtual. Sports ball play. But it's different because sports isn't going to happen this fall, so it's all going to the spring. And now you're seeing the field. If you're an incoming freshman, you're looking forward to, say, playing soccer or basketball or whatever. It's not going to happen until the spring, so now you kind of have to
Right.
wait. And now you're still waiting, and you're like, oh well, I really wanted to do this. So it's kind of like that, still that anxiety of anticipation going into the fall. But I mean,
Yeah.
this again, I'll say it was. I think it was a good thing we did do with the virtual tour because
Hmm.
it kind of showed at least the campus, what campus life would be, will be, could be if you
What it
do
used to
come.
be before the
Yeah.
world ended.
Yes. Basically,
Um,
yes.
I think that's really interesting. Uh,
Mhm.
I
I know a bunch of colleges have done it too. It's not. We're not. I mean, we're pretty unique in that sense, but there's other colleges that have done it too. I don't want to make it seem like we're the only ones, but I mean, I think we did a phenomenal job with it,
You
honestly.
heard it here, everyone. Alex Larson, who is an employee of Post University, said that they were the only ones who
Yeah,
did.
we were the only ones who did it, and we did it the best.
Those are fighting words, Alex. So I think we'd
Yeah.
be remiss if we didn't mention today's date, and I
Oh
think
yes.
there's an interesting conversation because I think we'll probably stop at the half an hour point today,
Hmm.
um, because neither of us have eaten dinner and we're warming back up to this after a week of being off.
Yeah,
Um,
it takes some time to get back into this. You know.
So obviously today is 9/11, and
Hmm.
the thing that I actually wanted to talk about was how communities, and this is going to turn into a much bigger conversation that we're going to
Hmm.
promise that we'll revisit, and we probably won't.
No, we could. We'll revisit it next week. I
So
think that we have
yeah,
the time.
yeah, so like I don't know how to really express this in an intelligent way, but the notion that you can be part of a community, right?
Hmm.
Community A, and community B, you're part of community B too. Like it's the larger sort of overarching community,
Hmm.
and you can sort of like that feeling of community in community B can be emphasized. So what I'm saying is like. So following the horrible and tragic events of 9/11, we all instantly felt American and we're proud to be American, I think. I don't think that's like an understatement. Like even me as someone who is whatever I am, like I think we all sort of rallied together at that
Absolutely.
moment,
Yeah.
regardless of the politics that happened after. Like there
Hmm.
were some like bad politics, good politics, whatever. So I what I think is sort of interesting there is that we were always all part of that community, part of that group, and yet all of a sudden, like we felt
Hmm.
there was a tangible feeling of connectivity.
Hmm.
Obviously, by a very powerful and very horrible event, and
Hmm.
I think there's something sort of interesting in that. I
Yeah.
mean, do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I completely agree with you. I think you know, I, I feel we all at some point in our lives, or every day, or every week, or every month, whatever it is, we feel like we're American, right? We feel like this sense of community around the bigger community of being like I'm an American. And once 9/11 happened, I think that went into overdrive, and it was the sense of we are American and we have to be here for each other, no matter who you are, what you are, where you are, right? Even if you were in California, you were in Maine, Connecticut, we all felt it the same way because it happened here, right?
Right.
Um, and I think we all rallied together and banded together for a common good and a common cause. I feel, and I think out of that grew this kind of community B of this American society of being American and loving one's community, the community B being American.
Yeah, and but like I think there's something that's actually sort of interesting in the fact that um, I think the community that was created wasn't actually like a American community. It
Uh,
was Americans who experienced
mhm.
that. I don't know. Does that make sense? Do you agree? I'm just sort of spitballing right here. I just
American to an experience like
no Americans who experienced
oh who's okay
the tragedy.
hmm. uh hmm. I guess I would like you to elaborate a little bit because do like I mean yeah I feel the Americans who experienced it I think yeah actually yes I actually yes I will say I would tend to agree with you I think we formed this kind of, if this is where we're going, a bigger community of like the people of the Americans who experienced 9/11, right? And I mean, I think this grew a bigger community that still stands today. 19 years after, we're still on Remembrance Day. You can see how this bigger community keeps coming together for, the remembrance of 9/11.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
it's truly powerful.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely is. I mean, it's again mind-boggling. And
So, so Alex, I think we're actually, we hit 30-minute mark. We promised we would stop at 30 minutes, and so we're going to stop right now. And I think maybe we'll cover a variety of topics next week, but maybe we'll revisit this because I don't want to like diminish what is happening today, but we spent a lot of time talking about other things. So, anyway, so that is tonight's episode of Friday Night Chats. Alex, do you have anything to add?
Please, again, like and subscribe to our Facebook and YouTube. Send us your pandemic conversations. And again, if you do know anyone who wants to have a conversation with us, if you do, please email us below. My email, Chris's is right there. Nope.
There you go.
Right there.
Yeah.
Damn. I almost had it. I had it the last time, but not this time. And I actually do need to recommend something that's actually quite great. I've been watching it lately. I'm sure everyone has watched it already, but I'm into Top Chef actually.
Okay.
It's mind-numbing, but it's really good. You learn some great recipes on there actually, and we started cooking different things using different aspects of Top Chef actually, and I can say my food is much better lately.
Oh,
but,
more better?
Yeah, it's more better. It's more greater. More gooder.
I dig it.
Yeah. Any recommendation from you? No? I don't want to put you on the spot if you don't have one.
No, it's recommendation time, isn't it?
I have been watching that, and it's they have some good food on there.
So to continue my my recommendation of things that nobody else are going to like, I'm going to recommend the IDW comics of the Ninja Turtles that just have been releasing since like the mid 2000s. They are stellar, and like for anyone who's like a Ninja Turtles fan, they're great. If you're not, they're good too.
I actually have to get these because I love Ninja Turtles. They were my favorite. I love Ninja Turtles. It's ever since I was, I don't know, 5 years old. Leonardo.
Well, your birthday's coming up, Alex.
I know. Maybe I'll get some Ninja Turtles in my birthday surprise. I don't know.
So I was a Raphael fan.
Cake. Oh really?
Yeah.
Why so? Any reason?
Because he was like, I always liked the anti-hero.
Gotcha. I just like Leonardo because he was cool with the swords. I don't know. There's nothing about him. It was just, I liked him.
Because he was like... Sorry.
He was just cool. He was my main bro, basically. He was my main
because
bro.
he was a goody-goody? I mean,
yeah.
Come on.
He always wanted to do right by everyone, and, everyone hated him for that. So I was like, you know what? I resonate with you, man.
You know what I call that? A sheeple.
Exactly. You heard it here first. Sheeple. Leonardo is the sheeple.
So that's my recommendation for the week. I don't have anything intellectual to recommend to you.
To be fair, I didn't either, honestly.
No,
but
we're good. Oh, actually, I can recommend a delicious food.
Oh.
And I probably shouldn't recommend it because I can't remember the exact name, but they're these delicious chocolate covered nuts. It's like skinny. They're so good. I'll actually give it as my official recommendation next week.
Actually, I will say this too now that you brought me to food, because I do. There's these yogurt bars. They're called Clio bars. I'm not a huge fan of them, but my wife started freezing them, and they're amazing. It's like a frozen yogurt pop. They're so good when you freeze them. I would recommend that actually too. So that's my second recommendation.
Well, you can only have one, so.
And you can thank Kim, my wife, for that recommendation, because she came up with that. She froze them. She's like, "This is great." And I'm like, "These are delicious, honey. Thank you."
Okay. So,
Yes.
So we're gonna stop there, and if please reach out if you have any memories you'd like to share about the Bridgewater Fair, about the pandemic, or just in general. And don't forget to smash that subscribe and mash that like button. And please follow us. We appreciate it. It's the only way that we know that you know that we know that we know that you know that you like us. So
Yes, we need to know these things, please. Chris needs to be liked, please.
yeah, it's my plea for attention. Okay, everyone, have a great week. We'll see you the full episode next week. And ciao.
Boom.
I don't know what that was.